Hey, what's going on guys, it's Panda, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create your own mini battle royale map inside of Fortnite. Step 1. Selecting your map. Load into a creative world and select a map. I recommend that you take a look at every pre-made map that Epic offers to see which type of style you want to go for. Stay away from the islands that are very flat or very small, because you want to have a big enough map to hold enough people, and since you can't currently mess with terrain inside of creative, you have to find a map that has a diverse amount of hills and mountains to simulate a real map. Step 2. Creating your landing spot. Once you have your desired pre-made map, you're going to want to create your landing spots for your players. You're going to want to go into your prefabs menu and select a handful of buildings and create unique areas on your map. I recommend staying with a certain theme for each spot on your map. For example, only using Westworld type buildings in a small area instead of mix and matching different buildings. Step 3. Creating resources. Once your landing spots are complete, you're going to need to create resources for your players to gather in your matches. By going into your galleries menu, you can find a load of different resource galleries that you can pick to suit your needs. For wood, you want to mainly spawn in trees. For brick, you're going to want to spawn in mainly rocks, and for metal, you can either spawn in crates or metal rocks. Step 4. Creating chest and ammo box spawns. After creating a bunch of landing spots for your players with their resources, you're going to want to create a multitude of chest spawns in each location. You either have two choices for these chest spawns, random or fixed. Random chest spawns, from the name, are random item drops. Every time you load into a map and open a certain chest, it will be different. You can spawn these in by going into the devices menu and selecting a chest and ammo gallery. Or you can choose fixed, which means you create your own chests with the items you want, so every time you load into a map, the certain chest will contain the same items you put into it every single time. You can create these by clicking on an item in the devices, weapons, or consumable menus and adding them to the chest. You can then click the chest menu and spawn in that specific chest. I personally recommend the random spawns because it is less of a hassle for you to create them, and as the map creator, you won't know what these chests contain. Step 5. Creating the storm. After basically finishing all your buildings and chest spawns, you're going to want to create the main aspect of your map, the storm. You do this by going into the devices menu and selecting the basic storm controller. Wherever you throw this item, that is where the storm will end, so you want to pick a pretty central area to put this. Now are your settings. Initial radius is the size of the storm when the game starts. I usually set this to the highest value of 300 meters so it starts outside of the map. End radius is the size of the storm when the timer ends. You usually want this to be 0 meters because that is an enclosing zone. Wait time is the time it takes for the storm to start moving inwards. I would set this between 1 to 2 minutes so players have time to land, loot, and gather resources. Resize time is the time it takes for the storm to reach its end radius. If you want a fast zone, set this to a lower value. If you want it to be a slower zone, set this to a higher value. I recommend 2 or 2.5 minutes. Delay time is the time it takes for the storm to actually spawn into the map. This setting you can actually leave alone unless you are creating a 2-storm map. Damage is the amount of damage a player will take when in the storm. I recommend 10%, which is 10 damage per second in the storm. Step 6. Creating your spawn area. This part of the tutorial is crucial you pay attention to because this is a very specific step you will need to follow in order to avoid glitches in your map. Firstly, you're going to want to activate phase mode by pressing your keybind. Next, you're going to want to enter the gallery menu and spawn in the indestructible gallery. Take a wall and place it above ground, then go under the map creating a line of walls like so until you are almost touching the death barrier. Create a 4x4 square with these walls, then take the indestructible floor to create the ceiling. Here's the crucial part. You need to place a regular wood floor as the flooring to the spawn room. If you can't place the wood, fly to the top, place a wood floor, and use your phone to bring it down to the bottom. Next, you're going to want to place a player spawn pad found in the devices menu along the floors. For each spawn pad, you want to change the setting use as island start to off, and change the setting priority group to primary. Once you have all of that done, you want to go into the devices menu and select the explosive device. Place this in the center of your room and change these settings. Player damage to elimination, structure damage to 1000 or above, health to indestructible, blast radius to 3, time to detonation from game start to 10 seconds or less. Everything else you can leave untouched. Step 7. Changing your game settings. You can choose what specific settings you want to be in terms of shield and materials for your players, but follow what I do here to have the optimal guidelines for your matches so it works properly. Teams, you want to change to free-for-all for solos or cooperative for duos. Spawns, you want to change to 2. Total rounds, you can change to 100 or leave it at 1. Time limit, change to none. Make sure that the spawn location is set to spawn pads and post-game spawn location is set to island start. Also, turn off glider redeploy. After you've completed all of your settings, you're ready to start playing your map. Good luck and have fun, guys. Hopefully this video helped you creating your mini battle royale map. If you're new around here and you liked this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. I put a lot of time and effort into my videos and it is much appreciated. Anyways, it looks like that's it for today. My name's Panda, and I will see you guys in the next video.